kind of slipped there, started to play the next verse. Gotta work on that, and I will. I will. After the stream, I'll go out into the garage with my hurdy-gurdy or my concertina, and I'll nail that down. That's a promise. Yo, yo, it's your boy, Automatic, with all your Sea of Thieves tips and tricks. Now, I hope this stream finds you well. I'm doing good. It's Tuesday. What can I do with that? It's High Tide Tuesday. I think I've used that one before. Let's go with that. And tonight, as is always the case, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm getting into something. We'll find out when we get there. Haven't painted up my ship yet. Last night was joined by Written Remedy, and it was pretty good. In fact, I went an hour over. That was due in part to a chase. Near the end there, when we wanted to finally offload our loot, we were pursued. And again, we did have the Reaper's chest, which kind of begs people to pursue you. That's fine. It was actually pretty exciting running from them. I don't know if you'd call it exciting. Maybe not on the viewer end. But it was fun trying to figure out what we were going to do to get out of that. Ultimately, it was just a matter of getting that Reaper's chest off our ship. Although we had an alternate plan that, after some consideration, might have worked better. I should have bit. I should have gone for it as soon as Written suggested it, but oh well. I think it was still a good time. Well, it certainly was for me. As always, it's open crew. All are welcome. We can upgrade the ship if it comes to that. If not, no problem. Why did I do that? Oh. There we go. I'll get it together. Appreciate it if you bear with me. Oh, hold on, stand by. Got another, no, I'm not. Nope. Sorry about this. Oh, shoot. Ah, well. No trouble, I'll get this worked out. Just quickly responding to a text. Sorry about that. Alright. Who'd be texting me after midnight, right? So yeah, last night, while sailing with Britain, we decided to, well, I wouldn't say we decided to be the good guys. I mean, you know how it goes. We go for interaction, and it's really up to the other person how it's going to go. In two of those situations, though, I downright enjoyed myself because, well, we were just kind of shooting the shit. Not that they were responding. Kind of hanging out with some other sailors. They were responding in their own quiet ways. When a skelly sloop attacked. And so twice we engaged a skelly sloop that was fighting a player. And of course, both of those times we handed over the skelly loot to said player. And that wasn't bad at all. You know, when you do something like that, you have to expect. I know I've done that before, and the player fighting the skelly sloop decided to fight me next. Perhaps for fear that they wouldn't get that loot, so I did make it a point. I don't know if it tipped the balance or not. I guess you never know. Made it a point to enunciate the fact that we did not want to lay any claim to to the booty, as it were. Gonna head for this small island just off our portside bow. See if we can do some hunting. See if we can maybe find a rowboat. Also, I know they're probably not out there lurking, but I did want to say, I did want to apologize to two particular gentlemen, Adama Sanguine and who's the other one? Owen Plaz. Both of whom joined the chat last night, and I didn't acknowledge that. I was too caught up with a battle or whatever was going on. I guess it didn't necessarily have to be a battle for me to not notice, you know. There's plenty that goes unnoticed by me. I hope that's a problem we all share, otherwise I'm in big trouble. So a special apology to them, obviously, if they show up in the chat tonight, I'll tell them personally. Well, publicly. Judah, how are you? What is... Oh, that's an octopus. I like it a lot. Well, I hope it's not the Kraken. Then again, I don't know what the Kraken's head looks like, right? All you ever see is the tentacles. I'm gonna go with octopus. It's like an octopus. Judah, how are you? I hope you've had a pretty good day. Well, I mean, I hope you had a really good day. I mean, what is that? A pretty good day? Yeah, I hope your day was, not great, but better than average. The hell is that? Let's go ahead and furl the sails. Get us ashore. I didn't see any rowboat, but it's neither here nor there. There might be an edible. And I can't resist. This is probably a captain here, yeah? Yeah, it sure is. Power lunge. Power lunge. Power lunge. Oh, really? Okay. See, I don't know. Maybe I should have stuck with the power lunge, but I swear he cut me. Maybe you cut one of my digits. You bitch, you power lunged. It's over now, Cappy. I can't have you cutting me up. If I could have, I would have finished him with a power lunge, but I don't think it would have worked. You're great, good. I'm doing well. Been got kind of a letdown today, but it's all good in the long run, I think. A friend of mine got himself into some trouble. And a friend, I don't know. I don't want to say quote unquote, because he's a friend of the family. He's a good guy, but that said, I haven't said anything to him since 2016, so, but you know how that goes. But the trouble he found himself in, it's making the news locally and as of tonight, nationally, unfortunately. It just kind of sucks to see somebody you respect, I don't know, go through this, even if it is of their own doing, make a mistake, you know. Potentially a big mistake. My regret is that he didn't share any of the proceeds with me. I'm just kidding. I joke there. I almost have to. So you know what? On my end, it's been a damn good day. My son and I had a dance off. My mom even got involved. Not my mom, but my wife. And it's funny. I mean, telling you what, children come up with the wildest dance moves, and we didn't really have to do much except for try to emulate what he was doing. And every now and then, it was like, wow, that's kind of a move I never would have thought of. I'm no dancer, by the way, so I don't think of many moves at all. What can I say? It's moments like that that kind of make it all worth it. We're listening to Electric Six, kind of a niche band that boy I can't get enough of. Sometimes we have to joke, yeah. You think you understand? Well, I'll spell it out. He's in politics. He's in politics. He got me into politics. Um, and today, I mean, when I say he's in politics, he did very well for himself. Actually, he was chairman of the Ohio Republican Party for a little bit. Um, but today, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Today, the FBI arrested him and what was it? The four or three other individuals. I want to say four, including Ohio's Speaker of the House, someone that I have not met, but I'm obviously familiar with. It was a scheme where. It was a scheme, this is the allegation, it was a scheme where an energy company was paying them, I guess what you would call, quote unquote, dark money, you know, to support an initiative that was essentially a bailout. I remember when it was an issue on the. In fact, God, did they keep it off the ballot? Anyways, I remember when it was an issue, and my gut was it's nuclear power plants. I don't know that they need our money. I mean, other than what we're already given them. And that's not a condemnation of nuclear power. I think it's preferable to many of the alternatives, but just can't imagine they were hurting. And in fact, that's what the Democrats were saying, that they're not hurting. We don't need to hand money to them hand over fist. Turns out they were right, I think. And so, yeah, it was kind of like they got money for that. They were allowed to spend that. Obviously, it's dark money. They can spend it however they want. They can line their pockets, and at the same time, they can try to buy votes in the Ohio House and Senate. These are the allegations. I don't know if they're true. I just know it breaks my heart. The man that I'm talking about, I mean, he's got a wonderful wife and young kids. And I don't care if he did it to himself or not. It's just a shit show. Clearly, I won't go on about that too long. But when you said you think you understand, I just wanted to clarify. That's what it's regarding. I don't see any rowboats here. Mr. Mark Jackson, how you doing? Listening to what? Politics? What? Oh, no, I'm gonna rehash it real quick. That way somebody else doesn't come in and say, what are we talking about? A friend of my family's got himself into some trouble. I'm not saying we're super close or anything, but it's still disturbing. I would say my relationship with him, Mark, you kind of know my politics. Well, he kind of helped me. There's no question he helped lead me down that path. When I was a teenager, I was going and doing quote unquote community work for the RNC, and even though his legacy isn't great, I got to meet Governor Taft and certainly met John Kasich, Mike DeWine. And DeWine's the current governor of Ohio. Haven't met him since he's been governor, I'll tell you that. But, so suffice it to say, he was this guy was kind of a mentor, and he was very, very close with my mom, worked with my mom, which is funny. My mom's on the other end of the aisle, you know. But obviously, you know, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, the R and the D don't always matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what did, I look at Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill. It's like after 5 o'clock, they're friends. You know? Uh, so I, anyways, yeah, he and a few others were arrested today by federal authorities for essentially getting. The media keeps referring to it as dark money, you know, from a from an energy company, nuclear power, uh, to support a bailout of said company, and also to use. I'll throw the number your way. I think we're all taken aback by it. To use this money to line the pockets of people that could vote in favor of the bailout. And obviously, the allegation is use the rest of it to line their own pockets. Just as a reward for being on board with that. I do. A lot of people, even people that like, I gotta tell you, I mean, you're probably more right than me. I don't mean more correct. You know, that would take a debate, right? But and hell, you might be more correct than me. But it surprises people because I'd say socially I'm fairly liberal, but fiscally I'm on a lot of fronts I'm quite conservative, and he helped foment that. So, anyways, they're all out of jail today. In fact, the Speaker of the House was wrapped up in it. The Ohio Speaker of the House, not not Nancy Pelosi. I don't think she would. I don't think she would hang out with these guys. Then again, going back to that after 5 o'clock, I can tell you this: Pelosi is not Tip O'Neill. I suppose you probably know that. Don't get me wrong. Speaker O'Neill could be a liberal beast, but is that a rock? Should have just looked. Oh, damn. Yep, it sucks, man. And man, I'm not defending him or anything. Any of those gentlemen. Not to say they're guilty, but full disclosure, he's had problems before, just not quite on this level. Oh, the dollar amount, $60 million. The silence following that number is just to let that sink in. That makes it the biggest racketeering case in the history of the state of Ohio. Isn't that wild? Like, you know, for full disclosure, I don't rub elbows with high-profile people. So I just think it's kind of funny that someone I know is wrapped up in that. Not to say he's not high profile, but we don't rub elbows really anymore. This guy was more of an influence on me when I was a teenager. But you know how it is. I don't care if it's Republican, Democrat, scumbag, good guy. Somebody gets caught up in that, and there's a family, a wife and kids. It just, unless you're heartless, it breaks your heart. But then again, in today's age, I think some people are so political. If it's an opponent, they'd like to see their whole family suffer. I'm not that guy. I don't presume anybody that watches. I don't presume any of you are. Sometimes that happens, so you know. I just think it's so catastrophic that, I don't want to say it, but just never know what trouble will follow on the home front. I just think it could be a life record. used to be a hard Democrat. Here we go. We're talking about politics this stream. You know what? Though it makes me uncomfortable, yeah. I'm gonna open the gate. You see that flag waving up in the tower? That means you're good. Go for politics. Go for politics. Just try not to isolate anybody, or rather alienate anybody. But 15 years ago, now you're totally a constitutionalist. I can respect that. I can respect that. That historically, that puts some. I mean, when I think of constitutionalists, I think of some presidents that we've had that have seen the Constitution as, let me be fair, let me say it the way they would, right? Something that's evolving. And I suppose to some extent that's true, right? But we've had some in office that have just wanted to scrap it. Maybe that's too much to say, scrap it, but certainly undermine it, rewrite it if they could. Sadly, it's nothing new, right? I think that goes back to like Wilsonian politics and certainly FDR. As much as he is beloved by a large segment of Americans, he didn't seem to think much of the. Nah, that's not the right way to put it. He just thought it was so malleable, more so than I think a strict constitutionalist would think. But then again, I don't know if you agree. I think a lot of that stuff it's already slipped. It's already gone. There's no going back, right? You're always moving. What do they call that? The Overton window, kind of? No, I guess that doesn't really do justice to that term, but like the goalposts are shifting. Maybe it does. This is why I don't generally talk politics, because I find myself rambling and trying to correct myself in the moment. I know, Mark. I just think, yeah. No, but my stream. But I've given you the green light. You know what I'm saying? I just think the tricky thing about the last time, and I came back on the next stream and said, let's not do politics. To me, the thing was, I said this when I put out those automatic updates. What did I call them? Automatic transmissions. I gotta drop anchor. The boat is just spinning. When we're talking about, Black Lives Matter, that is so tricky, because there's the organization, and then there's the notion. And so many people, you'd be talking about the organization, they assume you're talking about the notion. Or vice versa, even. Shit, lightning is going to hit that. I shouldn't have dropped anchor. That's going to put holes in my ship. True, how are you, man? Good to see you. What's good? Oh, same things as always. Mac and cheese, pizza, various alcohols. Okay. Will you still get out of here without suffering catastrophic damage? Question is, can I shoot this? Is it chasing us? I will say, to add insult to injury, well, let me catch up with chat real quick, and probably get off the deck so I don't get struck by lightning. Wait, what am I talking about? That update hasn't come out yet. I bet I get struck by lightning right here in the hold of the ship. Wouldn't surprise me, anyways. Okay, I'm gonna start way up just after True joined. Evolving is the wrong word, Otto. They like progressive. You're right. Should be a good word, but not if your lemmings running into the sea. Yeah, though. In a sense, so many of those words that are pure on their own have been dragged into the abyss. Means something totally different. Look at, like, classical liberals and stuff. Don't agree with those who say it evolves. It's one of the FDR is one of the worst presidents we have ever had. I, just to be clear, that's Judah. You don't mind me saying that out loud, do you? I want you to think that these are my words. Not to say I disagree with her either. Just clarifying. But I don't blame you, Judah, from your perspective, from that political alignment. It should be the case. I say should because there's always exceptions, right? But we gotta get out of the storm. This is recalculus. Yeah, the Overton window. Yeah. His only saving grace was his wife. I'd say the war helped him quite a bit, once he decided on it. That's something he and Wilson really had in common, the pussyfooting around with world wars. And when I say pussyfooting around, I mean early. I am not suggesting that the United States military pussyfooted around once we got involved. I think the Tsar and the Fuhrer would have disagreed with that. Did I say Tsar? Kaiser. Okay, I'll stop. What do you mean? Don't stop. The organization is so Marxist. Yeah, scares me to death. It does me too. It should scare a lot of folks, I think. It does me too. I don't know. The slack we've given Marxism, and I don't mean you and me, but I mean as a society, especially like after my parents' generation. Well, no, honestly, right smack dab in the middle of my parents' generation, I'd argue. Seemed to become so prolific. And we really do run the risk of it becoming the norm, or the majority viewpoint. But I still think it's a loud minority that we generally hear. I don't know. Okay, I didn't stop. Yes, okay is right. I wouldn't suggest that you do. I try to be fair with it. Going back to my buddy, which I think is kind of this little anecdotal thing is kind of. Honestly, I don't know what to make of this. Okay, so I said I'll just go full disclosure. In terms of not Otto's a character. In terms of Brian's political alignment, it's going to be well, on my Discord, I said that when referencing this scandal we're experiencing here, that I was a Kasich Republican in 2016. Don't come at me, Mark, but yes, I was a Kasich Republican. I voted for him in the presidential election, not just the primary, but I wrote him in. Because the lack of civility on the part of Mr. Trump at the time didn't impress me. It still doesn't. I mean, what the hell? But nor have I been a fan of the Clintons. Not in a political sense. Gosh, no. Not in a few senses of the word. Let's be honest. So that's where I was. The reason I say that is because that friend of the family, he was chairman of the GOP at the time in the state of Ohio. And, of course, the convention was in Cleveland. Now, this became a big deal because Governor Kasich, governor at the time, refused to attend the convention, right? Because he was so at odds with Mr. Trump. And I'm not sure what happened there, but I was always under the impression that, I don't want to say his name, that my friend at that point, our friend, was pretty much, going to be a loyalist. In fact, his actions support that. Um, However, so today I watch a video put out from the chairwoman of the RNC, no, of the Ohio Republican Party. I'm sorry. Anyways, she just started naming every defendant in this case, and when she got to this guy, she said, uh, "I think he should cease and desist helping John Kasich to elect Joe Biden." I mean, she was essentially saying, just stop altogether, stop. And she wanted the Speaker of the House to step down, which will probably happen. The thing is, I think their evidence is good. I hate to say it, but I think it is. But anyway, so they're painting him as a Kasich loyalist today, and I don't know. Politics is a dirty sport. I don't know if that's calculated just to alienate him. Just to be like, yeah, he's not one of us. He's one of those Kasich boys, and really he supports Biden. I don't believe that for a minute. And granted, this is coming from the chairman of the state party, so chairwoman, sorry. So it's automatically going to be political. Automatically, there's been some thought put into it. And, because honestly, for the state party, this is mud on their face. And Mark says there's no end to the evil of the left, and he believes that's fair. I'm not going to argue with him on that. Didn't draw the line in the sand. They did, and they did it with political correctness. Yes. I don't think you're not going to find many of us that are fans of political correctness, and I don't think that's just Republicans. I think there's a hell of a lot of Democrats that are fed up with it too. I mean, it's so pervasive, though. You know what I'm saying? Even yesterday, we're talking about political correctness on Sea of Thieves. A lot of my beef with that, and I think I failed to express it, was that Rare, the company that is behind this game, they don't have to, but they're not spelling out why they're putting out all these bans. And they don't have to. And a few people said some nasty shit, and on different platforms. Anyways, I don't want to get into that necessarily. We keep the game where it is. But my point is that there's a PC element to it that just infuriates me. The victim card, right? I know you said some things about that last night, how despicable you think that play is, and I do too. And it's so damn commonplace anymore. I get it. Let me see. I don't come after my friends out. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Hey, full disclosure, I'm no longer a Kasich Republican. And even if I was speaking, that's the thing. He's going to speak at the Democratic National Convention. John Kasich is. And I don't necessarily begrudge that. People are their own, that phrase, you're your own man, or whatever. Do whatever the hell he wants, to be honest. Especially as he's not a public servant anymore. But I mean that's where it is, though. I mean, flipping sides, as it were. I'm gonna get up there and say, all the nasty stuff that I said about our president is still true today, and the only solution is Vice President Biden. I mean, hell, what else is he gonna say? We all see that coming. And the Dems are gonna love it. and he's gonna get to go to Nancy's, I don't know, tea party? It wouldn't be a tea party, would it? Nancy's vegan cook-off. He's gonna get that invitation. Yes, I'm dropping 3. No, I don't need it. Yeah, I do, because if I don't clear this, it'll still be there when I need it. It'll still be on that harpoon when I need the harpoon, is what I'm saying. Hell, I have enough to eat. I have enough food to fill my belly now. Let's see, I bet we're heading off map, so let's get back northbound. Booty Isle. Where is Booty Isle? Okay, let's do that. I suppose we're not that far from the edge. You were for Ted Cruz, yeah? I was very worried about Trump. I'm okay with Trump's job as of today. I love his honesty. That's Judah. I have mixed feelings about the president. It depends on the issue, to be honest. But he has, in a way, kind of desensitized me to the stuff that used to bother me that he'd say. Maybe that's just a matter of being used to it. And at the end of the day, you just look at the actions, speak louder than words. And I'll tell you one thing that, I was not a never Trumper or anything like that. But one of the things that pulled me further to trying to understand the administration and trying to appreciate them, one of the things that pushed me to that was honestly the left. I mean, they were so loud, I had to get out of their house. Not to say I was a Democrat, I wasn't. But, it's just, it became too much for what I would say any reasonable person to put up with. The media today is, it's not the media we grew up with. It's too much. And don't get me wrong, Walter Cronkite was a liberal. He didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't bend your ear about it, is the thing. And that's why he'll remain in the history books, and he will remain in a place reserved for people that we should appreciate. Don Lemon will not. The next generation won't know who he was. And I truly think that's obviously his own doing. Although I'm sure he's just towing the line so there's blame to go around, but... What gets me... Well, actually, let me catch up here. Well, let me not do that on an island. I'll catch up here when I get back aboard. I'll just pretend you're on this ship, see? So I'll... Only problem with stopping and taking in chat on an island is those damn skeletons. Those damn accursed skellies. Okay. Mark says, turns out Trump is a tough, good dude. Goes on to say, in 2020, I'm voting. He's voting for the president and in the courts again. Well, yeah, I understand that. I think that's very wise to look at the current situation with the Supreme Court. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, God bless her, she's having health troubles, and she's plagued with them. So yeah, I think I think that was the case with a lot of voters. In fact, I heard plenty of them say that I don't agree with what the man says, and he speaks off the cuff, so you never really know what he's going to say. But I'm doing this to make sure that we get conservatives on the Supreme Court. I get that strategy 100%, and I'm not gonna disagree with that. Obviously, the Democrats could use the same logic. In fact, they could use the same logic with Vice President Biden. You know what I'm saying? For some people, come to the conclusion that they don't have. I'm not speaking for everybody. I have heard plenty of people say that they don't have faith in Biden, but that they will vote for him in order to make sure that should seats become open on the Supreme Court, left-leaning justices will be appointed. Makes sense, right? I mean, you rue the day, but at the end of the day, you also, I mean, if you think about it strategically, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. Not reading that one out loud, but that's a kicker. Working all your life to sell the VP, and I agree, Judah. I agree. I'm at the top of the chat now. I'm not perfectly caught up yet. I agree, 100%. It's a shame. To me, it's no way to get there when obviously there's plenty of qualified people. Sadly, those people should probably be on the top of the ticket. And I'm not talking based on sex or race. I just mean I'm sure they're capable. Whoever they are, whoever he would ultimately pick. In fact, if we were Democrats, wouldn't we be like, my God, we need to put the best possible candidate in the vice presidential slot. I mean, we have to. Because this next president could be like Woodrow Wilson after the stroke, right? And that's no president at all. That's his cabinet not even being able to talk to him. What I love about that is was that the 21st Amendment was woman suffrage? Look it up. That was after his stroke. He was against woman suffrage. In fact, I mean, they picketed on the White House lawn. This cracks me up because nothing is ever said about this. And it's fairly common knowledge that his wife, was that Edith Wilson? I might be wrong. I think I'm right. His wife was pretty much handling the affairs. So get that. Begs the question, who signed the 21st Amendment? If I've got that right. I think that's the woman suffrage amendment. Who signed it? Was it Woodrow or was it Edith? It'd be interesting to look back and see if they had a veto-proof majority on the vote. I don't know if they did. If they did, then wow. It also begs the question, who was the first female president? Well, I'd kind of argue that in the 19 teens, we kind of had one. Just people don't talk about it, and I don't know why. Okay, gonna reef the sails a little bit and catch up. We're here at, I'm assuming this is Shark Bait Cove. Is that right? Yeah. Well, let's reef them, Otto. Don't furl them. Let's keep moving, just barely. See, we got a die in the chat. Let me catch up real quick, like. Uh-oh. See, I'm behind. Okay. Grew up with Walter. Yeah, he reported the news, not his politics. Don Lemon, oh, don't get me started. Yeah. Di, welcome. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Di says after all the talk, it comes down. I'm sorry. What it comes down to is either support this country and the Constitution or you don't. She says the left don't, and they want to destroy the Constitution. And then she says hello. uh, See, I won't read that one out loud because I do welcome all political persuasions. That's Mark's next comment. I don't want to go that far. I'm not saying what you're saying doesn't have truth to it, especially in some individual cases, which is truly how I like to view these things. I mean, when I can, anyways, you know. But I can't discount party platforms or groupthink when it's actually official, you know. I think I'll get some meat here. Let's see. Oh, dang, Wilson. Wilson! Hey, Mr. Wilson. 63 years of us trying to get women equal rights under the Democrats. Happened in the 30s. I think women's suffrage was 1920, I believe. If not, it was 21. No. It would have to be 1920. Because, right, Wilson would be out of office by 21? I think so. I wish I had the information ahead of me, but it's hard to bring it up when it's hard to get it up when I'm chasing a pig. No. Di says if Biden wins, we lose our. I thought you said lights there for a second. I was like, what? Yes, Judah. Absolutely. Absolutely. After when you bring up slavery. I'm gonna get some dislikes on this. Honestly, I would say the biggest faux pas. Maybe not the biggest, but yeah, okay, I'm gonna say it. Um, you know where the Republicans really dropped the ball historically? Prohibition. That was a Republican job. Not that I can speak for them all, but we apologize. That was dumb. And I know there's folks on the left that would disagree with that, and um I would encourage them to speak up if and not I wouldn't have the aim of destroying them or anything. That's I'd have the aim of hearing them out, hearing people's points of view on it. I'm not interested in that as much as I am that, so I'll take that first. Sorry about my typing. It looks right when you typed it or when you read it. Mars saying I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, same here. I mean, shit. Uh, some of my close friends are Democrats, and that's the thing. They have their own opinions on various issues. There are some issues they're right there with me, and I think the the room for civil debate is there. Honestly, how many of you do have friends on the opposite side of the aisle that you can go get a drink with, that you can actually discuss politics with and agree on certain things? Doesn't it seem all too obvious that the people that represent us, they they create more divisiveness than you'll find in your neighborhood? Shit, don't go, don't go, don't go. I'm going, oh, good. I don't know how I saved myself, especially I was about to do the bouncy jump. No, we should put some stuff up. So yeah, obviously, if somebody's just tuning in, I have given the green light for politics because here at home, I had got some stuff going on in Ohio, and one of the people caught up in it is a friend of the family. So in my Discord, I went political there. Not preaching. Truth is, I don't think you'll ever find me preaching to you. I don't care who you vote for. But that said, it doesn't mean I don't have opinions, and I have some strongly held. Shit, I didn't drop off the meat. Ah, well, let's grab that wood crate. Of course, where the hell was it? I know it was on the inner ring there. Maybe I won't find it, and I'll find something better. Actually, I think it was over here. One would think that that rock would hurt. Now, I mean, full disclosure, my wife wouldn't want me saying this, but one of the girls I dated in my youth was crazy ass liberal, and I gotta tell you, we might have disagreed on those fronts, but man, there's a whole hell of a lot we agreed on, and she liked to party. Fuck, I didn't kind of slacking here. Not trying to steal Slacker's MO, but I'm slacking. Alright, let's see. No, I'm winning when Otto can't read my comments out loud. It doesn't get past the auto censors. Hey, I don't remove comments and censor. But, but I don't necessarily have to vocalize them, right? Because they are there for posterity. Although, I don't know how long they're there. Because I went back and watched my first couple streams a few weeks ago. And there's no comment thread. I mean, there was a comment section. There was no chat anymore. It was long gone. Made me wonder, like, at what point did they get rid of that? I didn't care enough to check. To, like, look back at my history and figure out at what point the stream started having, the chat and them. Yeah, but at least they fixed it. Thank you, Italian Mafia. Yeah, Judah, with your Orange Man bad. Why them racist? Yeah, I'm not a fan of labeling. I think some of the craziest racists that this country has demonstrated are 6 feet under already and have been for a long, long time. We're better off than we were. It's a hard thing to swallow because some people think that it couldn't get any worse, but obviously I'm talking about race relations. I'm not talking about the state of affairs because the coronavirus is the shutdown. This is unprecedented. Let's get the hell out of here. Or at least circle the island, see if we can pick up a rowboat. Actually, I'll reef as I do that. I'm not actually worried about reefs, but keep it slow so I can check out chat while I check the beach. One eye on the beach, looking for babes. The other on the chat, looking for I don't know, sexual favors. Angry might be the wrong word. Wound up might be. Oh, I'm sorry. I can have a few drinks on the other side. Yeah, wait, I have a few friends on the other side. Couldn't drink with them. They're too angry. Yeah, I've encountered that, unfortunately. Most notably, it was with a friend's girlfriend. She was the worst. He broke up with her eventually. But they were both Democrats. It's just she was too much hate, man. Honestly, way too much hate. And unconsciously, right? She wouldn't. I mean, I'll be damned if she would acknowledge it. And then she'd go on and tell you how much she hates this and that about the other side, or this and that person specifically. When you're wishing people dead, whether you know them or not, that's a bridge too far. You lost me. It's that guy that's arguing your point. You know what I mean? We've all experienced this. You're making a point, be it political or otherwise, and then somebody chimes in on your side, and they totally go off the rails, and you're thinking like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, we were making some fair points until you chimed in. That's what this girl was. You could see my buddy cringe when she'd open his mouth. He'd be like, I believe some of the stuff she's saying. It's just the way she puts it. It's just the delusion and the paranoia. Too much. And people, what can I say? Can always find common ground if they're open to two-way conversation, and that's it, isn't it? And some people are not. Some people are not. I think we can all view that as I've had enough. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Well, go ahead and pat yourself on the back when somebody tells you that, because they just lost. They just threw in the towel. In some cases, it's not that they don't want to; it's that they can't. They can't. I think many of us have seen that. I mean, I don't think it's healthy to have derangement syndrome about anybody. You know. Let's think about presidential corruption, right? Corruption or ineptitude. Let's look at we'll pick one from each party. Let's play this game fair. Let's take President Nixon, and we'll take President Johnson. Not. I'm talking about Andrew Johnson. That'll be my example of ineptitude. Well, obviously that could get some people's dander up. Either one of those gentlemen. Not so much Andrew Johnson anymore, but at the time, yes. Shit, they impeached him, right? But you take them and the severity of their actions or inaction, and you contrast that with the last 10 presidents that we've had. And I would argue that if you're spending your waking hours scared of what Mr. Nixon will do to you, or what's wrong with him, or how evil he is, how racist he is, same thing with Andrew Johnson, right? That's unhealthy. That's pretty screwed up. You don't know him. I don't know him. Back off. Find the bad apple in your vicinity and talk to them and try to correct that. But you're going to waste your time hating a politician that you know what I'm saying. Besides the fact that I hear so many people say, like, they're morons, right? That's a convenient avenue of attack for a lot of folks. Every time I hear somebody tell me that a politician is a moron, I think, yeah, it wasn't stupidity that got them in office. It was being savvy. For better or worse, whether I like that politician or not, I guarantee you. Well, I don't guarantee you, but I would think more often than not, they could run circles around me in terms of talking about political science or, I don't want to say history, because unfortunately that's not the case anymore. But you know what I'm saying. There ain't a damn one of them that's stupid. And you're welcome to disagree with that. I mean, they say, when you look at somebody that's done that well for themselves, and then you hear somebody say they're a moron, they're stupid, it's kind of like, oh, really? Because I would like a little bit of what they got. There's a little envy involved. Because we are going to lose our rights and lose what America stands for or fought for, that threat is persistent, yeah. See, Mark, that's the difference. Yeah, Mark, oh, okay. Okay, those that say he's bad, just on. That might be a fair, I don't know, what Dye's 1911 collection is up to nowadays. I'm sure she's still got her golden gun. I think we're gonna sail east now. Yeah, because we are out on the west side. Otherwise, we're all good. Geez. I don't know, Judah. Yeah. I can't. I'm not gonna read that one out loud. No offense to you. I honestly, I don't know if he set us back. I would argue that he pushed the ball down the court. Most people would look at that as progress, right? Not to discount what you're saying. I suppose I would want more meat to the argument. That's east. We're just gonna pass Sharkbait Cove again. That's alright. How many times have I passed it over the last 2 years? If you think the Dems lost their shite in 2016, wait to see what happens in 2020. I don't want to see it, and I'm not saying you know, I'm not saying I don't want to see re-election. I just don't. Uh, man, it was so over the top last time, and it seems like in most recent election the polls have been so off that you can't even believe them anymore. But the reaction was nuts, and continues to be nuts. I mean, at some point you get over it and you move on. You know, I did. I did. I don't know what's so difficult about it. I don't think that takes a lot of discipline on my part to hang it up. And when I say hang it up, I mean take me back to 2016. Um, I was not interested in Mr. Trump becoming president at all. I was I don't want to say dismayed, but I was disappointed when it turned out the way it did after the primaries. That is, but by the general election, I was kind of over it. I would say my vote was more of a protest vote than anything. But I got over it. Some Democrats that I know got over it by and large. Uh, it's a massive sector of the country that has not gotten over it, and they act like that their day-to-day troubles stem from uh, from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I hate to say it, it's a very foolish way to diagnose your problems. Very foolish way. It's funny that people don't give a shit about their local politicians. They go in there, they don't recognize a goddamn name, but they pull the lever anyways. And those are the people that affect you more. Because when you're not watching, I hate to say this, I shouldn't say it. When they're not watching, they might take $60 million out of your state's budget, put it in their pockets, and pay it to people that... You get what I'm saying? I gotta catch up so big time. It sounds like a Trumpism. Let's see. Let's go, Obama. Bush Jr. better. Not moron, mentally inept. Who are we talking about there? Hold on. You gotta get rid of Nixon. He talked about something illegal. Oh, no. No. Yeah, if you want to center it on Watergate, I mean, I'm sorry, my friend, that ship has sailed. And besides, shit, just look at just look at all the small stuff. It adds up. If you want details, I'll give you. Look at George Wallace's assassin. What was that guy's name? Anyways, Nixon's first reaction. This is classic Nixon for you, Mark. His first reaction was, could we get some FBI boys, or no, I'm sorry, could we get some Secret Service boys over to the apartment of the assassin, and could we plant some McGovern material in his house, in his apartment? That way, when the authorities look at it, they'll think that he was a rabid supporter of McGovern. Now, that's not the exception, that's the rule with Richard Nixon. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but that's who he was, and to me it's almost, we're so far detached from it now that I almost chuckle when I hear it. I'm like, yep, that's my Nixon. Can we go ahead and do that? I don't want to say unfortunately, I almost said unfortunately. I think this is an active call for it. Let's get out. But God, yeah, man, I could give you a ton of examples. So Nixon stays on my list. He did some good. Don't get me wrong, and I'll credit him with that, but that wasn't the point of what I was trying to say. But yeah, man, just, oh, wow. Hey, I didn't get hit. Calling someone Shred dies, not a reference to his double-digit IQ. And there's bears. Bears, watch out. There's politics about. I opened the gates to it today. So you might have to, since you are the pirate cook, you might have to bake some cookies that have donkeys and elephants, and ice them with the red, white, and blue. Maybe you could do some of the donkeys blue and some of the elephants red. That'd be cool. Just make sure you put sprinkles on there. I want to go east, but I don't necessarily want to skim that fort. We got some hello bears going on. I am your pirate president. Wow, I respect that. I respect that. It's a trading post. I doubt we'll hit it. It's a small target, so I'm going to maintain full sail, I think. We're going to hit something, I can tell you that right away. Poles, leftist, psychological warfare to get people to not. I mean, all polls are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would look at the publisher of the polls, not the publisher, the actual pollsters. It's funny how their numbers always skew just a little bit in the favor of their ideological companions, be it right or left, you know. Not always, of course, and I think those are the interesting ones to look at. You see a poll from an outlet that goes against their ideological slant, I think you could take that poll a little more seriously, but again, take the whole damn thing with a grain of salt. Right? I mean, that's my take. When in... Wait, I'm skipping one. Okay. When in doubt, write in my name. Oh, God. Help us all. Long John Silver's will be your running mate. Bears, I think that's a very handsome ticket I'm hearing about here. I think you keep up the pirate cooking, I think you might get the vote of everyone in this chat. We gotta eat first. We gotta see what you're offering. Written Remedy, there is my shipmate from last night. Watch out, Written, it's politics. I did open the gate at the beginning of the stream. So I don't know if you're on the right or the left, but beware. Political things are being said. I do want to say that as your gracious host, I'm not going to read all the comments out loud. And, you know what? I try to be fair. I really do. Now, can I slip past this fort? Truth is, I should have just run the gauntlet the first time I encountered it. Don't know enough about Nixon to talk about him. Well, there is always that. I mean, I have read quite a bit about him, but you know what? I could say the same thing. Because there's always there's always his biographers and shit, you know? There's always somebody that says, like, well, I did my thesis. There's plenty of historical figures that I like to think that I know about. But then, you know, what can I say? We're constantly learning, I suppose. And the older I get, I'm able to take a look at some of them and appreciate the bad with the good. Not to say I'm thankful for the bad stuff. Now, there's a galleon I could try to solo. I don't think... I should have brought powder aboard. That's a tall order, but I might go for it, right? I need to definitely catch all the way up. Otto, we'll do the Nixon thing in real time, should you like. I don't necessarily, I mean, if you're gonna tell me he was a stand-up guy. Like I said, I appreciate a lot of the work that he did do, but also, like I said, I can grasp the bad with the good. I'm not saying that you can't. I don't really want to debate Nixon. I mean, I don't. I mean, he brought down barriers for China. He got us out of Vietnam in '72. Yes, they were good things. Even as it pertains to race relations. Oh boy, what did he sign? It's slipping my mind. And I say that cognizant of the fact that he was no stranger to the N word. You know, it's a weird thing, man. I mean, you know how it is. People are complicated. Pull my pirate finger instead. On a whim. Die. It's such a cliche comparison, but it's just downright funny to see. That is funny. I'm gonna get too close and aggro him just by nature of being close. That's not what I want. I'd like to hit him, go around. Well, this island's not gonna give me any cover either. This is not my best. God, what do I have food-wise? It's all raw. This is not. This is ill-advised. All right, let's try to catch up with chat before we open fire. If I can tell you a crime that Nixon directly committed or ordered, that'd be a good discussion. A crime that he committed or ordered. Well, when you tell your Secret Service agents to break into apartments and plant material from the political opposition, that would be defined as illegal. Was he ever charged with that? I don't know. I don't think he was. And besides, Ford gave him a full pardon. As it pertains to Watergate, or I always took it as a full presidential pardon, anything during his presidency. And that pretty much staved off any legal ramifications. You know this, brother. You know this, brother. Besides, let us not debate Richard Nixon. It's over. He's dead. Thank you for being president, sir. You know. Yeah, mine too. Mine too. I lived through the Nixon years and wasn't easy, Mark. Yeah, I mean, Mark, you're not trying to come off as a Nixon fanboy, are you? Nothing wrong with that, but it seems like I don't want you to get defensive over Richard Nixon. Our party has done better. Besides, I never talked about criminality in terms of ethics. You want to have that debate? Do you? You're fine with Andrew Johnson? What? Never mind. I won't go down that road. I won't. Thank you, Judah. I appreciate that. I try. It is a struggle. I tell you, it is a struggle because I feel like I'm going to end up alienating everybody. Because my answers, my thoughts are not going to be satisfactory to folks. And that has been the main reason I've stayed away from it. I mean, nor do I want to get into this trap where there's only people on one side of the aisle talking, and it's tricky, you know what I'm saying? Mark, I can't read your goodbye either. That sucks. At the beginning of the stream, Captain Otto's talking politics just for the hell of it. Oh, it's an act of COD. Thank you, Bears, for the levity. Constantly learning for sure. I feel that, Judah. That is probably our primary objective. Is to continue gathering information. But all right, Mark, be well, man. I hope any disagreements over Tricky Dick didn't bother you. I doubt they did. I doubt they did. It's a fixel. Written Spike the Pirate Grogby and Captain Otto gumped it all down. Gumped it all down. I've never heard that term. I like it. Off as well. Sweet dreams, all you beautiful people. Sweet dreams to you, Judah. Oh my gosh! Just from talking, just from shooting the breeze, already an hour and 20 minutes has passed. Well, let's see what happens with this fight, and then I'll take my break if I survive or not. Yes, I think most of us have more commonalities than otherwise. You know, that was bad. Let's try this. There we go. Everything needs to hit now, Otto, and he's moving away, so we gotta keep raising, keep elevating. I'm not hitting. I say that, and then that happens. Alright, he's gonna get a broadside. Here's the thing, I can just take off to the starboard. We all know he'll catch up as soon as the diesel engines kick in. With the wind, against the wind, doesn't matter, I suppose. I'd almost prefer to be going with the wind, because then if we decide to apply the anchor, it's all that much more drastic or effective. Shit, is he gone? No, he's coming around the island, but he means to disengage. That's that's kind of unusual, to be honest. Now, if I weren't going to be honest, if I was going to lie, I would say that happens all the time. Thanks for closing with the octopus again. Much appreciated. Shoot the breeze. I'm the one that passed gas. Di says, Otto, you have your opinions just like all of us. I doubt that anyone here would deny you yours, just like you don't deny us ours. I appreciate that, yeah. And I wouldn't deny him. He's not sinking, is he? I mean, look how low that bastard is in the water. I mean, did I hit him in a spot that they couldn't patch? That's insane. Folks, this will be the third Skelly Galleon that I've solo sunk. Well, I've never gotten treasure off him, so let's see. Never gotten treasure off him solo, that is. I know some of you are like, wait a minute, I've been on a ship with you and we've gotten treasure from these things. But not solo. One opportunity I missed, the other opportunity, I shit you not, it didn't drop any loot. Well, my question is, how many shots did that thing take? It was sitting high in the water when I first encountered it, so that's great. Is anchor down? It is, isn't it? Yeah, it was high in the water. That's why I asked that I hit like a sweet spot that the skellies can't access. If so, it's in the stern. Keep that in mind. It's not a guarantee. This is a hypothesis in the early stages, but something happened there. Maybe he ran aground when he was trying to flee? Because my first instinct tells me, oh, well, he was already damaged. When he was sitting there, he probably already had hit the island, but I don't know about that. I kind of don't think so, just based on the fact that we didn't see it sagging in the water at all. Shit. Why does that keep happening? I heard a voice. It happened the other night too. I was playing with people, and I don't remember who I was playing with, but I said, "Did you just hear a woman say, 'Okay, here we go,' as if she had spotted something, or maybe she was getting a mermaid?" And both of them said, "No, I didn't hear that." Well, I went back, and sure enough, clear as day, there's a female voice saying, well, here we go. The audio issues with Sea of Thieves, I'm no stranger to them. I just haven't encountered them for some time. So I guess they still exist, but yeah. Why do I keep wanting to take these downstairs when I've got such a fab collection happening here? I think we got a skull from each crew member. Set that there. Let's just get these before they sink on it. Oh yeah, considering all the skulls, that's a welcome addition. No. Oh, I actually thought that one would hit. There we go. Nice. Yeah, it's fine. Just leave them there. I ain't one for decorating unless I have plants. Plants and gold trinkets. There we go. We solo sunk a galleon with, I swear, with 3 shots hit, maybe 4. If I don't even think 4 shots hit, but we'll go with that. Put us back on that eastern heading and see what kind of trouble we can stir up. If I see player sales, I'll go for an interaction. I think I've got enough loot to merit rewarding somebody if they were to sink me. Not quite enough that I want to sell yet. That music change is going to be the fort, but I don't know that I'll take any fire. If I do, I doubt it will be accurate. Only shots I see were shots of tequila. Nice. I can do some tequila every now and then. I would dread the day that it became consistent, but every once in a while. Come on, Fort, you gonna fire? What do you think of me sailing by? It's not a bad haul, yeah, for a paper galleon. Maybe that's what I should refer to that one as. I don't even know if I should. I will count it. I will count it in my solo sinkings. But it barely qualifies, right? What's up, Meg? What are your plans? What are your intentions? My intentions are to cut off to the port side, I think towards that island. Was gonna go for that one, but what with the wind the way it is, sails already trimmed as they are. I think a port side turn up here might be for the best. This, of course, just to get us to shallow water. She gone. Either that or she's still here, but the fort music is trumping the Meg music. Maximum West. No, it's just Max West. Sorry, I got carried away. Good to see you, man. My concern about the, this is Di, my concern about the, whole political conversation, it seems as though, people truly don't understand what's at stake. Yeah, I think there is a lot of that. A lot of that going around. If the threat to, the threat to our institutions comes from one party. I would argue that members of that party probably would not necessarily see it. And I'm talking about the common, people that don't really have the time to take a bath in politics or anything, But certainly, if it was coming from my side, I would probably deny it. But then again, I understand that there are people that are conscious of it, and will double down in the face of challenge. Um, I think a lot of that falls on the organizer leadership levels. For better or worse, I mean, you want to scrap the Constitution? That's your business. I will fight you on that front. But and so too should elected officials. Of course, they're not. After all, there is that whole oath business now. Seriously, no rowboat here. See some pigs, I could start to get cooking, but what I think I'll do is take my break, and start cooking up a storm when I get back. Risking burning my meat. Sounds bad. Risking burning the meat because I'm not going to bother y'all with just sitting over the stove cooking. I'll cook and then come back above deck. Maybe throw something on and then go kill a pig and bring some back. No, we'll see how it goes. This is my plan. Other than that, you know how it goes with me. I'll engage skeleton ships, and I will try to achieve some kind of interaction with player ships. Again, going back to last night, man, Ritten and I, we had some good experiences with some other players. The only thing I lament is that none of them had mics. The best experiences that I've had with strangers that are sailing out there are the ones with mics. Now there is a galleon dead ahead, so I will kind of take a play from Die's book and sit up here instead of lay downstairs. Although I like laying down, it's more immersive. Makes about as much sense as my HUD. I get that. But considering the situation, at least you'll be able to see my demise if this sucker decides to sail at me and sink me. Oh, by the way, Max, all I did was shout Maximum West. I meant to say, welcome to the stream, welcome aboard. Good to see you, man. Unless you use A1 sauce on the steak, nom nom, and then capitalize nom. I'm not going to scream it. I can't. Always A1. Or if you're over in the UK, they have something comparable. Sometimes I watch Lost in the Pond, and he was talking about a steak sauce that they have over there. You'll forgive me if I don't know the name of it. And he regretted the fact that the States didn't have that, and now he's here in the States, so he was kind of at a loss. Then someone said, dude, it's A1 sauce. It's the same damn thing under a different name. He tried it and hasn't looked back. In fact, he said it's a little better. Take a bath in politics. No, yeah, this is a fair point. If you take a bath in politics, you will not get clean. It will not cleanse you. Plaz, how are you? Plaz, you jumped into the stream last night, and I failed to recognize you, and I apologize for that, man. I don't know if I was in a battle or something like that, and it just kind of slipped north in the chat. But I did miss you, and I did want to extend my apologies based on that. Certainly wouldn't be my intent to ignore you. Appreciate you too much. Nah, it's a fair question, Di. It would be a contradiction, that's for sure. You will all pledge your lives to the pirate Bear's empire, and I shall rule you with it. You said that, Bears. I know you were just thinking it and didn't mean to type it out loud. I don't... Because it's going to be a surprise takeover, I believe. It's all good. Does Sea of Thieves make you bored when you play it alone? No. Like, if I play it alone streaming, at least I've got a chat to look at. No, to answer your question, I don't... I enjoy soloing Sea of Thieves. Some of the people I sail with enjoy solo as well. I think it's the best way to figure out the game and get ahead. Not to say I'm far ahead. But yeah, you just have to be careful, and I don't mean be careful about getting dumped on by other players. That's going to happen. That's going to happen regardless, whether you've got a friend or not. To me, the biggest thing about soloing is the server change or being in a storm. And I know the storm one sounds kind of like very situational, and it is. But if you were to be in combat with somebody and enter a storm, all you can do in a storm is grip onto that helm. Otherwise, your ship's spinning uncontrollably, and therefore you cannot achieve anything. That said, how big of a deal is it to avoid a storm in this game? I don't think that's too tall of an order. The other thing with the server change, I'll give you an example. I did a fort. In fact, I did stream this one. I did a fort, got all the loot from the fort, and in the process, my ship had sunk. Well, there was a rowboat there. I made the mistake, and had I thought this through, I wouldn't have done this. But I spawned back on my ship, so I could come get the rowboat that was full of loot sitting there at the fort. Server change. Server change. And I think even in the stream, I called it as soon as there was server change. I was like, "That's my loot's not going to be there, is it?" And it wasn't. There was that example, and there was another one caused by a server change that just really bites you in the ass when you're trying to solo. However, if I had a teammate, one of us could have stayed with the loot, and that would have ensured that the loot would have transferred over to the next server. I'm telling you, the server change is one of the. It's worse than the Kraken. It's worse than the worst pirates. It's worse than Pace and Summit. Pace and Summit combined. I'll tell you, the worst thing is that damn server change. Thank you, Plaz. I appreciate that. Alright, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. Should be about 3 minutes, maybe 4. If in the meantime you gotta go, take my best with you. Be well. Otherwise, I'll talk to you in just a moment. Thanks. Alright, now it's just dedicated to the hardcore viewers and lurkers. Those people that stuck around, I would say, for the second hour, but truly, we've already been at this for an hour and 40 odd minutes. What was I gonna do? I was gonna cook and gather. Cook and gather. I think we're clear to do that. You know, as I left, I certainly hope I wasn't, that I don't think I ran Mark off. I assume he's got shit to do. But I hope that wasn't the case. I just didn't want to, didn't really want to debate the finer points of the Nixon administration. And you know, he said that he would we do it in real time, and that would be cool. Given given the proper setting, the proper thumbnail and title to the video, I would gladly do that, to be honest. So I'm just hoping I didn't come off as dismissive. But then again, he was wanting to defend the qualities of President Nixon, and I go back to my initial sentiment when I invoked his name, and that of Andrew Johnson. My point was, we can't just hate on these people all the livelong day. So my point was really probably well aligned with what Mark was going for there. We'll eat this one. Well, chicken dinner. Chicken dinner. Throw one on. No, we don't have any. More chicken. Save pork for the next meal. And I'm going ashore. And so you run the risk of burning that chicken, but whatever. If I don't, great. I think I saw sails dead ahead. That's not great. No, those aren't sails. Good. Hey, Captain. Shit. Well, that did that. A lot of glowy stuff over on the other side of the island. I wonder what that's all about. Could be ambient lighting, right? Green lights or something. I think it's a squall. Yeah. So I take it back, it wasn't a lot of glowing. Just a little bit. Oh, shit. But yeah, well, especially after I ate, I don't have any fruit, oh well. Oh well, there's more cooking. Let's get back aboard and try to save that chicken. Artie Plaz, be well, man. Thank you for taking the time to stop by and say hi. Always appreciated. Sleep well. But yeah, that was my point, that that we ought not just hate on them. I mean, especially the dead. Pointless. Ought not hate on them. Boy, actually, I'm doing fair to middling on this, on meat stores, so maybe another trip ashore to get that skull, and if there's meat handy, I'll take it, but otherwise we'll get on our way. Basically do a sale search. Searching for those sales, cutting coupons, and... It's a blue one. It's deep, but it's a blue one, so I think that's doable. I might go get that gem. It's gonna happen anyway. Yeah, but... what can I say? I am a little... I do concern myself with With what? How? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I mean, I'm under no illusion that I can skew this so everybody likes me at the end of the day. But, but, but I'm hard enough on people. I don't. I hate to bring that online too. And in truth, I haven't been hard on people for some time now, because I haven't really been employed. So the cage I can put a pig in. Let's get out of here, Otto. You're coming up with stupid ideas now. Another thing with Nixon, you're not going to find him at the lowest position on a presidential list. You know what I mean? When they talk about who's the least effective or who was the quote-unquote worst president we ever had, you're not going to find Richard Nixon there, even if it's a liberal publication. Almost unanimously, you will find Andrew Johnson at the bottom of the list. But, of course, what can I say? I mean, he dropped Reconstruction, in fact, impeded it, which was the, obviously the cause of his predecessor, Mr. Lincoln. I mean, he lost this valuable time, and I think both sides of the aisle acknowledge that. But, you know, what can you do? I mean, Lincoln brought him on the ticket because he was a Northern Democrat, but you could almost see him getting in the way of Reconstruction a mile away. After all, he was governor of, was it Tennessee, I think? I want to say it was governor of Tennessee. So hell, you can take my Northern Democrat crap and blow it out my ass because, I don't know, is that North or South? Truly, it's a border state, so what? I'm gonna say South. Because they did secede, right? But they fell pretty damn quick. Here we go. It's a player galleon. Do I dare solo a player galleon? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, if he sails close, maybe. Did I not put the last one on? I didn't. Probably stand to eat one more thing. Let's ring the bell. Too anxious for chicken. Speaking of chicken, what was I listening to? And this'll. It's not necessarily political. It's just. It is rooted in a little bit of politics. I think there's an interview with George W. Bush talking about his late father. Would he be our 41st president? And he was talking about how George H.W. Bush would meet people at the airport when they came to Texas. He said when Lyndon Johnson left office, you know, he goes and gets aboard Marine One, and nobody was waiting to receive him. I mean, and when I say nobody, I don't mean media or public, but in terms of officials. But George Herbert Walker Bush met him, and that so moved Lyndon Johnson that Johnson said, "Come spend some time at our ranch. Come visit me anytime you want." You know, and so he did. One of the times he did this, he was in Congress, but he was running for the Senate, or he wanted to run for Senate. So he called him Big Johnson. He said, "Big Johnson, what can I expect from the Senate, though? I mean, what's the difference, in your opinion, between the House and the Senate?" And this cracks me up. Lyndon Johnson's response was, "The difference between the House," I could probably use a Southern drawl, but I won't do it. The difference between the House and the Senate is the difference between chicken and chicken shit. I'm sorry, chicken salad and chicken shit. Something about that cracks me up. I'm guessing Congress is the chicken shit part of the equation. Or rather, the House. There are those that bitch no matter what, that's true. Carter and Ford in terms of least effective, I could totally see that argument. I mean, maybe not least, but down there on the list, right? I mean, Ford, both of those gentlemen, I respect. But yeah, Carter, I mean, God, yeah, wasn't that during the fuel crisis? And, of course, you had the hostage crisis. I hate to be overusing the word crisis. A lot of crises that may not have been dealt with in the best fashion. Although, to be fair, from what I understand, he did make some inroads near, when he was a lame duck, giving President Reagan a hell of a coup. Not to say President Reagan didn't, just the fact that he was elected shook those people. So that's a good deal. But Carter did make some inroads at the end, right? I think I remember learning that. It could have been Democrats trying to take credit, but I don't know. I think it's fair to. It doesn't seem beyond the realm of belief to me that he would do that. After all, that operation to free the hostages, that can't be something that helped him sleep at night. So I would imagine he would be looking for a remedy. And Ford really almost has my sympathy. Isn't he the only man that did not seek the office of president who became president? I think I have that right. And for such a klutz, he was a hell of an athlete. That's. Well, here we go. Is this more Skellies? Another Skelly galleon. How much you want to bet we don't sink it in 3 hits? We'll find out. Carter was set up to fail. Let me think about that. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. You might be referencing some stuff that I'm ignorant of. But sure, I could see that. I don't know if you're saying like the impetus would be on Ford then, and then Carter inherits some shitty stuff. Actually, the fuel crisis, that would be partially Ford, wouldn't it? And when I say that, folks, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I'm not saying that it's their fault. You know, the response, sure. Not to mention, there'll be some I don't knows in there, for sure. Now, the way I normally read it, it takes somewhere between 25 and 30 shots to sink one of these things. I think I have 60. That gives me a miss. You know what I'm saying? Only one out of 2 needs a hit. That's not too bad going into this. I have regen. Better stop talking and start firing before this guy decides to skedaddle. Which is sounds similar to scuttling, but I think that was the last Skelly galleon that scuttled. Man, if I could just get up there in this smooth water, this would be a lot easier. But fuck, he's turning his broadside. No, we're not. I'm going to creep a little further behind him. I'm glad I didn't fire, because he's already kind of angled to make a portside turn. It's funny, he's here. This Daggertooth, isn't it? Just sitting here at Daggertooth. Fucking anchored. I'll pull it right back up. Just to get us centered. He was too polite to be present. I believe that. Yeah, I thought so. I thought he was the one guy that just never planned for it. Shit, what are they doing? Well, that's what I get for... That's alright, I'll follow him. I'll follow him and essentially try not to engage until I'm comfortable with the, you get it. Alright? I'm not even gonna finish that sentence, I think folks understand. And actually, that player galleon's dead ahead. And that is a concern that they would get mixed up in this too. It's so easy to get tunnel vision when you get into combat, and you know that. I demonstrate it when I ignore chat. Well, what is he doing? Is he gonna sit in there? Love to catch some of that. Maybe I can tack just a tad. He's not stopping here? Shit, we're gonna trigger him just by being too damn close. Yeah, it's on. I better fire. I need these amidships. The fuck is going on here? I'm hesitating too much. Well, what are you gonna do, Galleon? You gonna plow right over me? No, but you are gonna engage right now. Nice, nice. She's gonna show me her stern. And she does have a nice ass. I appreciate her doing that. And now with her port side broadside, she stands to do a little damage. Soloing a galleon, it doesn't take much for them to get the better of me, you know. Skelly or otherwise, but see, already we've lost our angle. Let's go ahead and head out, before we get hit here. Shit, broke my ankle. And my helm. I need to get through here. I'm glad there's all these rocks around, because she's gonna try to jockey up next to me. Took no real damage, except for the little helm, I guess. Yeah, I want to keep mixing it up in these rocks, please, game. Get this turn underway. Some repairs down. Carter believed in fair play. He was doomed from the start. Shit, we gotta anchor. That sucks. It's the last thing I want to be doing right now, you know? Although, maybe he died. Maybe he dove. He might well have dove. And to demonstrate how little flooding those rear hulls do, I think we've got one. But, you know, our hull was dry. I would imagine it's got a little water. Funny that Max fella. Appreciate the sub, though. I know he's not here anymore. Is it boring to solo? One thing I forgot to mention is when I solo, and I'm not streaming, I can be ridiculously aggressive, because I feel like I mean, shit, I try to be aggressive when I'm streaming just for entertainment's sake. Then I just do it because I know... Let's get this. Because I know no one's watching, and because I don't have to run it past my crew. You know, even if a crewmate consents to attacking another ship, it doesn't mean they're always enthusiastic about it. Although, I gotta say, I'm lucky. A lot of folks that I sail with, even people that do not engage in PvP are they're right there on deck. You know what I mean? Right there on deck, firing at the enemy when this shit hits the fan, whether it's my fault or not. And a lot of times, what impresses me is they're better at it than they think. I've had this thought. I hate to talk about him when he's not here. I had this thought recently about Japik. I know he's not too keen on it, but boy, when the rubber meets the road, that guy, he's good. He may not like it, but it's one of those things like, I hung up my guns, don't make me get them back down. That's how I read it, because he's probably better than he gives himself credit for. He is better than he gives himself credit for. Man, I'd say that galleon's gone. It's too bad too. Got a few good hits on her. She didn't sink because I never heard the cue. You know what I mean? That. Well, boy, I hate that. I hate getting a fight started and then it just goes by the wayside. It's a pretty anticlimactic. For viewers' sake, I'd rather myself get clobbered and sink than to have it just be a well, it's not a non-starter. We did start it, but to have it just peter off like that. Yeah, he is gone. I think those are part of Daggertooth. Yeah. There is this guy. Been seeing him for a minute now. Shit. Alright. Gotta get out of here. Gotta look at the wind. Okay. So we'll turn to starboard. Get those sails where we want them. And get me moving, preferably before the tentacles even come up. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Okay, before she's trying to pull me up. Jeez, almost did. She give up? Yep. Alright, we gotta catch that wind. Shit, this works. Think she just grabbed onto me though, and there's the obligatory skeleton ship. Okay, make this good, Otto. I think these should do a number. Come on, just let go. That's all we need. Thank you. Okay, we're moving. No rowboat. I'm very conscious of that now. Wasn't before this started, but I feel it now. Fuck off, Skelly ship. You're just being a dick. Come on, catch that wind. This is, not going as smoothly as I had anticipated. The problem with ignoring the stern holes is once it gets to the stern, oh boy, you start sinking quick. Gotta get out of here, too. Gotta get out of this place if it's the last thing we ever do. Okay, the big holes are gone, or the pertinent holes. I should be almost out of here. Yeah, I am. Turn a little to port. Now, if I can repair the stern area, I can take it to that Skelly sloop, which I really want to do, because, let's be honest, it's taking advantage. To dicks. And, oh, right over him. That was... Right at the gunner, please. Get rid of the gunner, please. Yeah, a lot of stern holes will add a constant flow. I shouldn't say ignore as much as I mean to say prioritize. How come I'm not getting... There we go. It's like she got her gunner back. Let's do some bailing. Let's fire a shot or two. Or 10 if we can pull it off. That was stupid. It wasn't really stupid, it was just a miss. Auto. I've heard it before where people feel real bad about throwing a throwable and it falls short, especially during a stream and I catch it on camera. It's not a big deal, it's the effort, really. The intent is good, and that's not lost on me. Oh, come on, just a couple more. I mean, I can tolerate a hole or two back here. Yep, we gotta fight. A little higher. A little higher yet. Look at that, you can see how my regen is saving my life here. It's never better demonstrated than when you're poisoned. Gotta get this dry again. Son of a bitch. She coming in again? She is. Come on. Oh, shit, I must have fired all 10. Shit. Small hole, that's good. I mean, kinda. I don't really need to be patching the smallest hole, right? But it's kinda good that it's just a small hole, nonetheless. Okay, let's get back up on deck. Let's give them that water. Let's get rid of their gunners again if we can. Yeah, I don't think that's a safe spot for a gunner anymore. Looks pretty damn bad, honestly. I don't think the Skelly ship's long for this world. Boy, I was just not giving me much of a break to do much at all, are they? That's good, though. We had a lot of downtime already. Alright, let's finish this right now. Am I overshooting? I think I might be. Yeah, let's... We also better do a horizon check. Quick one, anyways. It's dangerous. Dangerous being up there, isn't it? Get knocked off your ship. Alright. Oh, I think we got her. What a mess. Alright, maybe we didn't get her yet. Well, we might well do it now. No! No, you don't get to do that! Motherfucker. You don't get to do that, man. Can I say something? On two fronts. Rare, fuck you very much. Fix your fucking skelly ships. Don't let them dive like that after they've been aggroed. It's bullshit. And you're essentially stealing XP and treasure from players when you do that. It's bullshit, Rare. I doubt you'll ever watch my stream, but fix your fucking skelly ships. And also, don't ban people for shit they say on Discord. It's not even your platform. Oh, and third thing, Rare, you made a PvP game, so come off it. Sorry. They'll never hear any of that. But for fuck's sake, it needs to be said. And it's not even about the treasure for, you know, I don't care what, it'd be a few more trinkets. I mean, if you watched, obviously, I'm pretty, what's the word? I could say careless. I'm pretty good with just getting treasure and still rolling the dice, maybe taking a risk. So I'm okay with not getting the treasure, but not everyone is. Not everyone is. Some people need that shit. Some people actually are just starting the game and are trying to buy that first fucking livery. And that shit happens. Sorry. Hey, Sankit, how you doing? Hey, please don't spam the chat, but welcome aboard. Alright. Let me catch up here. Actually, let me slow it down. Just a tad. Just a bit. Whew. Is it okay to still give myself a pat on the back? I think we were going to sink that sloop. There's no question. That was a good fight. Getting out of the Kraken was a little messy. But you know what? This is why I love the post-battle analysis. Throwing the blunder bombs at the Kraken. Fuck you, Rare. Throwing the blunder bombs really helped. I was able to get rid of it with what ammo I had on hand for the flintlock. That and a combination of the blunder bombs got rid of it without having to re-up on ammunition. And that is something I got to keep in mind, because that's very handy. My positioning the ship into the wind, or with the wind, that didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Okay. Oh, no, don't salute. Get out the chat thing. There we go. Alright. So the point of flogging a dead horse, well, I'm going to start with Plaza saying good night. Yeah, you're referencing the Nixon. Yep. How did I miss that earlier? Because I caught your other... Tennessee was with the South. Yeah. I don't know why I said Northern Democrat. It didn't occur to me until afterwards that... Tennessee isn't really a Northern Democrat. They actually seceded. All hands on deck. Yeah, how did I miss those? And then... Okay. Had to be the slowest Kraken spawn. I noticed that it did give me some breathing time. How do I fare on your deaths? You get your game. I mean that the way I see it, and you'd have to correct me if you're wrong. Currently, because everything's always subject to change, including my play style. Currently, you seem to be I don't want to put words in your mouth, but vehemently opposed to PvP. However, it was either during one of last week's sessions or the weeks previous when you and Dawn were aboard. Granted, we didn't have any treasure, but that's neither here nor there. We pitched into a ship. I think it was a galleon. We pitched into it. You didn't protest or tried to become an obstacle to the combat that ensued. And to me, that speaks volumes. I mean, not even when I say protest, I mean the lightest protest. I mean a sigh. You didn't even sigh. You were very much on board. This is what we're doing. That's the thing. That's how can I put this? I'm not going to name. Yeah, without naming names, I mean, there are some folks out there that I do deeply enjoy that will protest, that will hesitate to fire because they don't want to. They don't want to be part of PvP, and that creates. That to me is almost like somebody on your ship opening fire without your permission. You know what I mean? And I don't mean I don't mean Jax, because I know he did that with a Skelly ship. The Skelly ship, whatever. I mean, sure, still fire at the captain's order would be what I would advise. But a player, as you know, I'm sure you'd agree, that's an entirely different story. I think it's almost tantamount that, because you're not. I say you universally. You're not helping anybody if you hesitate once you're already engaged in combat because it goes against a compass or a code. You're going. You get what I'm saying? Like, the fight is on, and the hesitation's only going to help you lose it. And so my most frustration has been with folks that have really balked in the moment. Not to mention, Dai, you're quite good at this game. I mean, for having played in the limited time period, several months, but the game's been out for 2 years plus, you know what you're doing. I enjoy watching your streams. No, nope, I mean to pull that out. Make sure I'm not going to hit something. Hey, Max, welcome back. Good to see you again. Hey, thanks for the sub, man. Much appreciated. Yep. If it's going down, you should get the loot. And you said I had it, so yeah. So it was going. I mean, that's what I saw. I thought it's going down. But no, it took its damn loot with it. Well, I hate to say it, I've only got about a half an hour left of the stream. Let's check out this island. I'm really kind of desperate for a rowboat now. I think supplies are okay. Cannonballs could be better. But I'm conscious of the fact that I do have a decent haul. So I'd like to have that insurance policy of having a rowboat. In the meantime, I've only taken the one break. I think before the last half hour, I'll take one more. Probably only step away for really a minute or 2 minute stops. No rowboat, is there? Shit, maybe I should be checking the bigger islands. That one. What am I looking at there? Oh, that's just the way that rock is. kind of almost looked like an angled sail for a second. I thought, well, I'm dead. If there's a ship that close, then I have failed on the recon department. Or rather, in the recon department. Yeah, I should probably sell this shit if there's no rowboat handy. Alright. This is where I'll set her for a second. Actually, you know what? I'll give myself a little bit of cover just in case Skelly gets smart and decides to fire small arms at me. I think that should give me good enough cover. Alright. Hey, folks, I hate to do this to you again. I know there's still 4 of you out there, and I appreciate it, but I'm going to step away for a minute, maybe 2, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, see, that wasn't so bad. Casey, good to see you, man. How you doing? Ahoy there, and welcome aboard. Hope you're well. Di says, thanks, Otto. I appreciate your candor. My mind has changed about PvP. I have no choice in this game. I will avoid it if I can, but no longer opposed to it. I think, I think that's great. Short of encouraging you to get out there and be the Blackbeard of Sea of Thieves or something. I think it's great because, boy, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing that has influenced me is this all this drama with Sea of Thieves, and consistently how Rare has reacted to PvP. And I keep wanting to say, like, just what I said, like, you made a PvP game, you're gonna back down off of that now, or are you gonna just be contented with what you made and try to improve it? Short of, I mean, a lot of the PvPers are mad about some of the nerfs. You know, the sword is a lot stronger than it used to be. There's certainly more skill involved in the firearms, right? But now a couple sword lunges and I can kill an opponent. I felt it. I felt how much easier it is just to wield a sword and sometimes skate through a fight on deck that way. But going back to I don't want to say embracing it, coming to terms with the PvP. One of the main reasons I think that's great is that fighting for the loot. That has dawned on me, and it didn't dawn on you. You and I were having a discussion similar to that, and we talked about how I would put the cruise loot in. That's a 10,000 one. Well, boy, that would be a hell of a way to up the ante, meaning having too much loot on my ship, and end the stream. I think that's it. We'll check the map. We'll figure this shit out. But I think it's great because if you, because what didn't dawn on me is if we scuttle, then we're jeopardizing our crew's loot if we have any. And I think it wasn't until after the fact that it dawned on me, like, no, we gotta fight for it. We've got to, not to the extent of being aggressive, of course. But that whole, you get it. I know you get it. Because I think it's part of your everyday personality versus a gaming personality, is that you strike me as someone who would fight tooth and nail. You know what I mean? Who would say, like, oh, you can have this shit, but you're getting through me first. And I don't care if it just means, if there are those people that we can't beat. But still, they're going to have to find me on my ship, and they're going to have to kill me again and again until they get my loot. Unless they get you in such a spawn kill situation, you know what I'm saying, repairing your ship and spawn killing you, then I can see scuttle when there's no alternative. So I love it. I think you're already pretty damn good. I think you'll only be better under those parameters of telling. You probably don't need to tell Dawn. I don't mean to speak of her while she's not present, but you probably don't need to tell her. But Rob, as well, just saying, nope, sorry, we are going to turn about and we're going to fight because I don't see any alternative. And that would be my endorsement of the sword too. If you're uncomfortable with your level of PvP, yes, that sword will come in big handy. I'm telling you shit you already know though. Okay, let me catch up again. Oh, hey, good, not much. About to go fight a girl, so I'll be right back. I hope you won? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't weigh in. I probably shouldn't. I wonder how far out this is, man. Not too far. And then we'll have to come about. Oh, we're pretty far north, I guess, huh? And we'll have to come about. No, then we'll have to turn to port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, about 10 nautical miles, if I'm not mistaken. Just a quick guess. 4 nautical miles to get the thing. Then we go to Reapers, and we either just sell that there, or we just sell the Reaper's chest and then hightail it out of there. Or we get intercepted and sunk on the way, which I think raises the stakes enough to make it exciting to me, at least. Because we got a decent haul. By adding this just marks us, and yeah, that'll do it. Oh, in Sea of Thieves. You know, here I'm thinking like there's a prostitute standing outside your window hawking her shit, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go fight her and get her off my corner. Yeah, I won. I got some nice chests. That's what she said. Nice, Casey. Nice. We got a rowboat. Son of a bitch, there's a rowboat. Alright. When did I lose you? When did I lose you? Here we go. I wonder how many women I've said that to over my life. When did I lose you? Exactly. Sure, we'll take it. You know, Max, one thing I forgot to explain about solo, especially if I'm not streaming, and I said this in your absence, when I came back from my break, the one thing about going solo is you can kind of do stupid stuff, and you don't have to run it past your crew or anything, and nobody's watching, so you can do some downright despicable stuff. Win or lose, it's going to give you more experience. Like, even on stream, I've attacked player guy in solo. I don't have any illusions that I'm going to win, but I do think that it made me slightly better, and I'm not. Here's a funny thing. I, I doubt Di would care if I share this. She says that she thinks I'm pretty good at this game. And while Casey might say the same thing, I would say I think Casey's pretty good at this game. Better than me, clearly. And then, of course, there's people out there that can mop the floor with probably all three of us. So when I say made me better or made me capable of this or that, I don't want you to think that I'm like Sea of Champions material. I'm not. But I do think I do better at surviving, at not getting my ship sunk throughout the stream, you know. Always do that. Now we're getting there, folks. I swear. Don't salute. Shovel. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Michael Scott will live through me. At least someone's keeping the flame. I've lost the ship, and if I spawn close enough, I'll re-engage. Yeah, that's a good call, yeah. When I fight, it's tooth and nail. Yep. I don't doubt it. Take my loot, will you? Yeah, Hey, this is my closing music. It's not what it's called. Love this song, though. So much so that I'm neglecting course corrections, but either way, we're inching our way closer. I can't do it anymore. Sorry if that whistling came out too loud. I don't think I've ever whistled into the mic before, so might have made your ears bleed. But hey, at least I wasn't singing. That would have guaranteed the whole deal. Guaranteed the thing. Wouldn't that be something if this was two of them? Every situation always for a learning experience. That's true. That is very true. I really enjoy after action discussions. I like to parse that shit. I try not to be hard on crewmates and what they did wrong, but sometimes I am begging for them to vocalize what they did wrong. And often the best way to do that is for me to not be hard on myself, but specifically start sharing with them what I feel I did wrong. In almost every battle, even if it's an outright win, I can still say, like, yeah, I probably should have done this, or I think I would have been better off doing this. That's my tactic anyways. It gets the conversation going, and hopefully people I'm sailing with at that point are like, well, let me also join you in that vein and try to figure out what I could have done better. A lot of times it's just going to be I missed these shots, and what can you do? I mean, Whereas other times it's like, well, I could have had a shot, but I didn't take into consideration that I could fire at their guns or their captain. Alright, we'll do one horizon check before we get the hell out of here. How's the wind going to be for the return trip? Not horrible, right? Not great. Not great at all, never mind. It's horrible. That's anchor. Anchor, but not really. I know every office pun there is. You do learn a lot by losing. Yeah, that's true. Usually. Sometimes if it's all so sudden, it's kind of like, well, what could I... Oh, no, I take it back. I think when I get hit and it's sudden and I'm down, the only takeaway I've got is I didn't do my horizon check. Or I didn't do them often enough kind of deal, you know? Shit, so where is this thing? It's not on deck. Could be captain's cabin. A lot of times it seems to be. Yeah. Another skull, too. I'd sooner not waste my time. I feel like the clock's ticking, both on the stream front and just on this gold chest. It's not a chest, it's a crate. Alright, gotta go. No rowboat. So that's... Or no, I did get a rowboat. What am I talking about? Oh, boy. So now we head south. Got a storm up ahead. Might not be a problem because I might need to sail to port a little bit before it left. Yeah, more so than I thought. It's not gonna matter though. At least I don't think it will. That said, I'll take the wind. At least for a little bit, and then I might have to cut direct south. But I will take what she gives me. How am I doing on ammo? Hardly enough to sink a... Well, I mean, if every hit was direct, then maybe I could take a Skelly Galleon. I could take a Skelly Sloop with what I've got. That's nice that I've got 10 chain just in case. Don't really have the ammo for an hour-long PvP battle, but I don't think that we're going to see that. Here we go. No, those are trees. We don't ring the bell for trees anymore. Not like we used to. Holy shit, is the wind... No, it's not. It's good enough, I think. Southeast, let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Honestly, if player sales up here, 10 grand is nice, but I've got the other loot. I'd almost be willing to jettison. You know what? I shouldn't even entertain those notions yet. It's a little premature. Alright, we'll probably close out the stream at Reapers if everything goes smoothly. Let's see. Trust me, I've lost a lot. Yeah. Yep, I can relate. time for Spank the Monkey. Spank, ever since I got that cat, your stock is rising. I wanted to get to your head. Someone should warn me. Someone should be like, do not compliment the monkey. Come on, man. Part of your whole shtick is hating on Spank. I think I'll go for this hole. That's what he said. I am full speed, but you know what? If I scrape, I scrape. It's not the end of the world. Might shave 2 seconds off of our trip, but nah, we'll be fine. Now, judging from our position relative to that, I think I want to go direct south now. It might be doable with some wind. Might be. Check that horizon. I might pull this off unless somebody was smart enough to... post up there. Actually, let's make sure there's no masts. Nah. Alright, so far so good. Still got a boot. I'm turning Canadian, oh my. Right here on stream, right here in front of folks. Otto's turning Canadian. There's worse things. There are worse things. So if you're from our great brother to the north, don't feel offended by that. Or do. Do what you want. Do what you want. So the best place to dock here, I haven't done it except last night. It is the first time that I've actually looked for the preferable dock. And how there's 2 islands, that dock it's right there in the cleavage. Right there in the cleavage. Not good. So we are not selling here. That's a brig. Let's figure out where the wind is. Let's do this as expeditiously as possible. I don't think we're going to make it. We're going to hit the dock, but I want to do an anchor turn. It's great. That is fine. Not really what I wanted, though. I wanted to do the anchor turn, be facing north. All that business. I am not raising my anchor, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I think I'm really up against the wire here for delivering this. Actually, maybe not. He might not be heading my way. Let's calm down, Otto. Calm down, Otto. You don't know Otto. Alright, well, that's good. I'll raise anchor and then deliberate as to whether or not we sell the rest of the haul here. I would rather do that. All things considered, I've still got a dozen minutes in the stream, and it's not too far of a hike to the next outpost. But let's get this anchor raised and see what we see. No. Rudder was not amidships. Sails are down. Tell you what, we're sailing for sanctuary. That's alright. You know, at some point I'll get out there and do some more Reaper's Quest. And then I'll worry about Reaper's cred. Truth is, I'm never gonna really want the livery. At least not that I can anticipate, so not a big deal. Heading west, good deal. Okay, scratch that. Golden Sands, is it? Golden Sands. Adama, there he is. Good deal. Oh, man, it's good to see you. I don't know if you got my Discord message, but I wanted to say that yesterday you popped into the chat, and I don't believe that I acknowledged your presence in the chat, and I apologize. Not my intention at all, man. I like you too much to do that. So I do hope you'll accept my apologies on that. I think just by nature of you showing up, it's water under the bridge. But yeah, you know how it gets. I said it earlier, you get a type of tunnel vision from time to time. And I would probably be federal government's enemy #1 when it came to getting tunnel vision in this game. Oh, dude, Casey, my pleasure, man. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Kind words. Kind words from my better. And if that don't make you feel good, I don't know what does. I know someone out there would say, like, well, no one's my better. Well, there's no help for that person. But for those of us in real Linda, it means something. Oh crap, Meg is angry. Yeah, Meg will do that, won't she? She can be quite the bitch. French. Thank you, Di. Shut up, Meg. No one likes you. That's the perfect response next time she comes flying out of the water with her little jaws and impression. No problem, I was busy, didn't catch a message, but... but much just the same, Otto. Thank you, sir. Much love to this thing. Thank you. Much appreciated. Too long of a run at Golden Sands. That's true. It is a hike. Well, let's see what the difference is now. Oh, shit. 1 mile in closing. Yeah. Well, almost a mile and a half, considering that's the dock, right? That's the one we would want to use. But yeah, I guess I'll stay committed at this point. Already got the local tower contacting us, talking to us about our approach. One thing's for sure, we didn't do bad tonight. When I say we, I mean me and my schizophrenic personalities. We did better than them. You know, one thing I notice about Golden Sands, their sand is it's no more gold than a sanctuary. I mean, the whole thing is a misnomer. Don't believe the brochures. I might as well eat some more chicken. Do we need it? Nope. Oh yeah, actually we do. Huh. Not that it matters, it's end of stream anyways, but might as well. Your server's all darkness and volcanoes. Turn on those deck lights. No, that is each captain's decision, I think, regarding the deck lights. I like them on, but even with them on, I mean, they don't cast a whole hell of a lot of light. The main reason I like them on is so folks like you can see them, or rather, see what's going on. But yeah, in truth, they don't cast much light. We're there. Coasting. This might be a little bit haphazard. Maybe not. Maybe it'll actually be. Maybe it'll actually be short of the dock. Alright, Spank. We got a lot of shit to carry. Let's start with these ones. Okay, so this could be all gold orders if we can find another trinket for him. Nope. Maybe we'll find one in here. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Alright. How's our horizon? Good. Hey, Hugh. Let's keep track of what you're giving me. Of course, it's going to be a long way to 3 million. I'm shocked that I'm at 2. Meanwhile, we got Casey. You just topped 10, didn't you? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I just opened the chest. Huh. Well, that's cool. Wait a minute. No, Skeleton Captains. It's the same place. Expanding. Hold up. Thanks, Di. A kraken. Oh, expanding, and a ghost ship at the same time. Not surprised. I hate to say it. Kraken usually brings a friend to the party ever since. I don't know if it's the last update or the one before, but trust me, it hasn't always been a matter of course that a skelly ship would show up when you're fighting the Kraken. But now, yeah, it is. It's just not surprising, sadly. Meg too. Meg can get. I know no one likes Meg. I don't, but she can get mixed up in that too. Granted, she's usually just pissing about, circling your ship, but one thing I'll give her is she'll attack the skellies too. Yeah, we're sinking. I feel you, man. Do you have a rowboat? Truly, that goes to somebody else, but I'll just put it in here for now. Why did I grab that one? Guess we'll take the whole chest. Hey, I never got that blue gem from that island I was at. I better go back. I don't know why. I don't know. Something must have distracted me. It's nothing new. Nothing new there. Duke, you don't look so good, man. You take care of yourself, and I mean that. He's letting himself go. Alright, well, a couple more trips. You know, this brings us to the end of another solo run, which, as stated at the beginning of the stream, it's open. It was open crew, but I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. And as I said to Max there, I enjoy soloing, so this was kind of a nice change. I don't want to make it sound like it's too nice though, because I don't want you to think that that's my preference. My preference is always to sail with people, and I've been very, very lucky. I don't take for granted the fact that, hell, even tonight I was able to, talk about, I like JPEG not being all PvP, but still doing damn good at it. I was able to talk about Di being aboard, kind of the same formula there, talking about how Casey's probably the best guy that I've sailed with in terms of skill. Then a lot of people there in chat from written. who I sailed with last night, to, come on, Otto, you can think of somebody else. Yeah, it's neither here nor there. My point is, I've been pretty damn lucky, and that is not lost on me. Shit, I've sailed with Quicksmoke. He don't even like this game very much, but he's been in a couple times. And you try to think of what the people you sail with excel at. Well, he has played to such a limited extent. I would say he excels at being a humorous crewmate. And humor goes a long way, no matter what your endeavor is, I think. But, you know, mentioned Dawn. Sailed with her a couple times. Yeah, it's, of course, Tex. Problem is, I get started, I'm going to leave people out. And I'm positive that I have. Apologies if you're lurking and that's the case, but hey, if you're lurking, you could speak up and say, dude, you forgot about me, so I don't feel too bad about it. Mr. Strontium, of course, I've sailed with... he used to very much be a regular, but I sailed with him a couple weeks ago. It's always enjoy talking to him and his humor. Dude is a walking form of entertainment. We don't always see eye to eye on the ship. For instance, he might like Spank and I don't. but my point is, good people all around. Well, I think everything else is 43 of 50, so I can fill that. Yeah, but that's gonna do us. I don't care about selling those collector's chests. Typically, I leave them on the dock in the hopes that another ship can take advantage of them. Whether they do or not is really up to server changes and fate. I think that would have detached anyways, but oh well. What, did I take that chalice in? Yeah. Ah, yes. Thank you for the reminder. But yeah, dude, But yep, that's my plan, is to leave it. Figure there's somebody else out here, otherwise I would have been subject to another server change. I thought I had a supplies box, which I would happily leave with those. Just heard someone's voice again. Heard someone say, oh. The Midwestern way of saying excuse me. Oh. Actually, no, you usually say, oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Spelled O-P-E. I think that's it, folks. I think... okay. Oh, no, that's a wood crate. Well, shit, we'll sell it, too. I'm glad I looked. I was thinking it was a supply crate. I was going to say, well, I'll put my cooked meat in there. And put it on the dock as well. That'd be a hell of a thing. And honestly, it's because I have spawned and seen something akin to that. I've seen somebody put really useful stuff on the deck, and I thought, well, this was awesome. It was a great way to start. Then again, you kind of leave it up up to chance. Very well. Very well could be the case that nobody sees those. Alright, now I'm just rambling, and I do hope you'll excuse that. Let's get the closing song. That's not how we get songs. To the concertina. What the hell was that noise? You know, funny thing is, it's always at the end of the stream where something happens. After the stream is ended, has been my experience. But I don't think there's anybody coming in. Alrighty, folks. Much love to all mentioned and all in chat. Hell yeah, I will second that, Adama. Nice run. Adama, nice is your catchphrase. I say it, and every time I do, I feel like I owe you money. By the way, awesome build. With Novak, it really brought me back. It's been so many years since I played New Vegas, so it's kind of cool to see all those Easter eggs you put in there. Just well done. Splendid job. Max, I already know you took off, but take care, man. Be well. Thank you for, thanks for coming by and checking out what we do here. I really do appreciate it. Started leaving in the rowboat. Yeah, that's possible. I think those rowboats are so damn finicky. In fact, is it still there? Yeah, well. I gotta see, it almost looks like it despawned. That cannot be the case. Okay, I'm good. Alrighty, folks. That brings us to the end of the stream. As stated earlier, yeah, Adama said it best. The people that I named, the people that are still here, being Adama and Max, if you are still around, Die, my pleasure. Tune in to Die tomorrow. It's going to be noon Arizona time. She'll be setting sail. It's always an enjoyable watch, yeah, especially if you like Sea of Thieves. No, I didn't mean to do that. I botched the ending. Alrighty, folks. As always, this is Automatic for Automatic Games. If you like this, and if you're subscribed, I hope to talk to you again soon. Thanks for sailing. Sleep well. Watch out for politics. It's a dirty sport. But it's a fun one, too. It's a fun one.